Hey guys, this is Hell Hades, and this is another Raid Shadow Legends video. So today I'm going to do a champion guide on the one, the only Maiden. Where is she? There she is. So I'll come to her in a second. This champion is really free to play friendly. So you can actually farm her. I'll show you quickly actually. You can farm her from the Deadlands. So the Deadlands, she's a reward. Here she is. Obviously you get her as a level 1. The reason why that's great is it means you can get her firstly just from grinding up your champions. You can also get books for her by getting her again. So every time you get another one, you can use her as a book. So you can actually book her up pretty quickly. And the only skill you really need to book is this one here, skill 3. The other skills is, I mean, it's better. You do more damage if you book them up, but it doesn't give you anything in terms of reduced cooldowns or a better ability. You just do a bit more damage. And she's not really there for damage anyway, so I don't think you necessarily need to book these first 2 skills. But this third skill, you really do want to book, and I'll go into skills in a second. But yeah, so you can farm her from Deadlands, you can farm her on normal, right through to Nightmare, so don't feel like you have to get to Brutal before you can start farming her. Even as a free-to-play, early game player, you could be farming her on normal. So yeah, I think she's one of the best rares in the game, and especially for a free-to-play player. So let me show you why. And I've got to be honest here, I did not need to grind her up to 60. She's no longer necessary for my team because I've got other champions that do what she does. I just felt like because she's so good for free-to-play players, it would be a really good one to go ahead and get and show you what she can do. So I'm going to start by showing you her skills. She has got 2 kind of basic skills. So she's got an A1 which only hits 1 enemy. It's got a chance of placing the smaller version of poison, and it's only for 1 turn. So yeah, I mean, for an early game player, any sort of poison is good. Poison on something like the dragon boss is good. Poison on spiders is good. Poison obviously on clan boss is good, although I'll come to it later, but I don't think she's brilliant for clan boss. And then books basically just boost her damage. All of her damage is based off of attack. So because of the way we build her, we're probably not going to do a ton of damage here, but she's made for other things. So if we then look at her second ability, it's on a 3-turn cooldown. So this attacks 1 enemy. It also places an increased attack buff on this champion, and places an extra hit if it's a critical hit. So the extra hit cannot be critical, so she can't kind of just like chain hits loads of times. This can do a bit of damage. I have not built her with crit rate. I don't care about this ability either, but for someone who is earlier game you might do. I would still say don't. It's not that important. For me, I would rather you build her for a utility and have somebody else, and basically you build her for utility and keep her alive, and then you have other people in your team that are better for damage. So the crowning jewel of War Maiden is this ability here. So Crumbling Blast. Basically, she's the only rare in the game that has got an AoE, decreased defense, which is the big version of decreased defense. And why that's so important is because this makes her viable right through to endgame in dungeons. Decreased defense is probably the strongest debuff you can put on an enemy as you get further through the game. So if you do not have an AoE decreased defense for your dragon team, and you are trying to face levels 16 plus, even 14 plus really, you need one. You need one, and you should get yourself farming War Maiden because she would be better than anyone else in your team right now if you don't have one. And what's so great about her is when she's booked, she gets up to 100% chance to land this debuff on everybody. Obviously, she's got affinity to deal with, so as a red affinity, there's a chance she doesn't lay it on blue enemies, which is a shame. But other than that, she will lay it on everybody she hits, providing her accuracy is high enough. And one of the things which I use, I've kind of shared this a few times, but I'll share it again quickly. So there's a really great site called a Yumilove. A Yumilove shows you different champions that have got different debuffs. It also, a Yumilove has just got tons of stuff in the site, to be fair. Beginner's guides, frequently asked questions. There's loads of stuff in here. It's worth just a bit of a browse. But for my biggest use of this is this kind of section here on the right hand side. So it's got Raid, Shadow Legends skills. You go in there and you basically find the skill that you're looking for. So this skill in particular is called Decreased Defense. It's a debuff, Decreased Defense. Click on this and it will show you all of the champions that can decrease defense. They've broken it here into 30% decreased defense, which is the small version, and 60, which is the larger version. So all of the smaller versions are at the bottom. All of the larger versions are at the top. So if we look here in rares and uncommons, we've got champions that can do decreased defense, the bigger version, but none of these other champions do it on an AoE. So they only hit, if we pick this one for example, she has got decreased defense for 2 turns, and actually she's better than most. She hits 3 times at random and has a 30% chance. See the difference here? 3 times at random, so it's not AoE. You could potentially get 3 different champions if you're really super lucky. And each hit has a 30% chance of placing this debuff. So that's what she's up against. People that are 30% at random, or take someone like Hound. Hound, for his ability, where is it? Attacks one enemy 2 times, 50% chance to place this decreased defense. War Maiden's so far beyond these other rares, it's insane for this ability. Even when you look at epics, you've only got, let me just have a quick look through. No. I'm just trying to find other ones that have got AoE. So Masteries, AoE, decreased defense. Spider, AoE, decreased defense. I think his is based on something else. Let me just check. No, he can do it. But even then, yeah, so he can book up to 100%. So we've got you've got Madame Cerise, you've got Spider, you've got Tyrell, who everyone knows about, really great champion, and Zargala. I don't think Vala does it. She's one I've just done a guide on, so she can do it, but she does it on, I think hers is 50% chance. So you kind of see she's playing with the big boys here. She's playing with the Tyrells, she's playing with the Zargalas, who are all kind of like top tier epics, and she does the same skill as a rare, and she's a farmable rare. She's just like insanely good for this game, insanely good for free to play. I can't stress it enough, she's really good for a free to play player. So what I'm going to do here is just kind of show you how to build her and show you her masteries. So let's start with masteries. Now, because she's not going to do a lot of damage for us, I've actually built her in a way that gets me down to War Master. This is basically my clan boss build. Straight down here, clan boss. I'm not using her in clan boss, but this attack here on War Master is her best chance of doing any real damage in the dungeons that I'm going to take her into. None of the other stuff is going to do much damage. There's probably an argument to say, don't even build any offense on her. Just go support and defense, and just make sure that she stays alive. I do want her to do some damage for me though, so she's not going to do a lot, but this War Master will help. And within the offensive tree, I thought, well, quite often she's going to be attacking people with shields when I take her into the arena. And I want her to do damage on her first hit, because her first hit is going to be that AoE, decreased defense. So I'll take this one. The rest of it's pretty standard. And then on the support side, I've gone accuracy into accuracy into accuracy. I've then gone for improvement from the gear that she's wearing. She's got all base gear on, so that's going to help me on everything. So you get set bonus improvements for all of the original sets: life, offense, defense, speed, etc. You don't get bonuses for things like immortal gear, any of the kind of 4-piece sets. So just bear that in mind. This is only useful if you're using it against the base sets. And then I've gone for, I didn't pick this one, Evil Eye. Evil Eye is amazing for dungeons. It's amazing for the arena. So Hooray 1, when I use that at any time, on the first time I hit anybody with Hooray 1, I'm going to decrease their turn meter by 20%. It's really clutch in the arena. It's really good for spiders. It's really good for dungeons generally. And then we've got Master Hexer. So what this does, it gives me a chance to place that decreased defense, not for 2 turns, but for an extra turn, so 3 turns. So when it's on a 3-turn cooldown, it means that she's actually got a chance to keep this buff on all the time on my enemies. So really good. So in terms of how I built her then, I built her fast, I built her with good accuracy so that she lands that debuff, and I've tried to build her to survive as much as I can. She's got very low base defense, she's a rare, and she's an attack-based rare. So, I mean, She's actually got good base attack here. This is high. I could probably build her to do damage. Maybe in another video I will, a bit like what I did with Valor. But as soon as I build her to do damage, she is going to be like a wet paper towel and no use to me, because actually the use for her is not damage, it's decreased defense. I'm sure there's going to be 20 comments that say, build her for damage, we want to see how much damage she can do. Maybe I'll do that another time. Right now I'm going to show you how to properly use her. So speed, accuracy, and then try and keep her alive. In terms of trying to build up this defense, the best way to do it with someone that's got such a low base defense is to give her a defense ring. Ideally as many stars as you can. The rest of the stats actually aren't even important. It's as many stars as you can get in defense. If I wasn't trying to show this to people that perhaps are trying to get through lower stage dungeons, I would definitely roll this to 16. But I'm trying to get it to a point where it's more like a 4-star piece of gear. Same thing for the amulet. I would roll this to 16 if I wasn't showing you something which I was trying to make relevant for everybody, or as relevant as possible, and without me kind of blowing all my silver. So 170 defense, which would be, I don't have a 4-star here, but if I was to look at, this is a 5-star. If I rolled this one up, so that gives me 225. I think the 4-stars roll up to about 190. So this is probably actually the equivalent of like a 3 or 4-star maxed out. But that base defense on amulet and ring are the most important stats you're going to get for her on any item. This is where you get your defense on someone that's so weak defensively. So that gives her a decent chunk of defense there. The banner is going to be accuracy all the way. I don't need an accuracy banner as strong as this. I didn't have any smaller ones. I don't keep a load of the 5-star stuff anymore. But you probably only need, or I only need to be at about 200 accuracy for level 20 dungeons. So realistically, I could probably even whip this banner off and put something else on her, and she'd still be effective for the kind of dungeons that most of you using her will be doing, like level 15 stuff. The rest of her gear, I've got a couple of bits of accuracy set because I want her to build this accuracy up. I've got her in speed boots. Again, probably I should have put them in 40s or something, but this is good. It was already rolled. I've got an HP chest. So I'm a big advocate of defense chests, defense percentage chests. But with her defense main stat being so low, defense chest is not the way to go on someone like this. HP is, she's got reasonable HP here. Keep her alive with HP. Also, if you boost her HP up like this, she's less likely to be the target for the mobs. So that's a really important thing to do. If you build a defensive chest on her, it's only going to give her like another 300 defense. And I don't think that's going to keep her alive. And then I've got HP gloves as well. So same idea here, bit of speed on them, speed gloves. Speed shield. Now, when you've got somebody that is so low on defense, again, shield is a massively important item. Shield gives you a load of base defense. So if you can't get, if defense percentage is not going to help you much, get as high a star level shield as you can and roll that one. So again, if I wasn't showing this as a kind of more free to play friendly shot, and I know you're going to say, oh, you've got crazy gear. I have, but I've tried to keep it all at 12s. Then I would roll this to 16, because if I roll it to 16, I get another 90 odd, 95 defense, which makes a big difference here when it's so low. Again, speed piece with speed and speed piece with speed and accuracy. That's what I'm looking for. So speed and accuracy across the items is kind of what I'm after. Yeah. Okay, so I also want her to be the fastest on my team. So I want for her, apart from maybe a speed booster, I want for her to go first, lay decreased defense for me, and then I want my attackers to go in after that. So what I'm going to do, actually, I'm just going to rate her quickly. Where's she gone? Just going to rate her. So she does rate highly, which is right. Arena offense, definitely up to kind of gold 3, gold 4. She is excellent. I'd say she's top tier, for definitely for a rare. Campaign, she's good as a support. She's definitely not going to do it by herself. I'd say she's probably a 3. She's not going to be a campaign farmer for you. Force keep, she's excellent because she's got decreased defense, which is what you want against the force boss. Clan boss, I'd say she's not so good. Probably only a 2. It's not where I'm going to be using her. I don't think she's really relevant there. Arena defense, she is strong, providing she's fast. Spider, she's good to set you up to do your damage. She's not going to control the spiders. All she's going to do is decrease their defense so that you can come in and nuke. But for that job, she's as good as anyone else in the game. Dragons, I think, is where she really shines. It's probably her best place. Magic Key, yeah, I mean, it should help you with the mob. She's not going to help you with the boss in any way. Fire Knight, she's only got single target hits, so again, she'll help you with mobs, but she's not right for the boss. Minotaur, she'll be excellent for. So if anyone's struggling to get through Minotaurs, she's really great for that. Ice Golems, I think she's good. She's not amazing. But again, she's going to help you get through those waves. She's going to decrease the defense on the boss, so you hit him harder. And Spirit and Void, similar to the other keep, she's good to get you through waves, but she's not insane in terms of helping you on what they do. But all in all, that's a really good set of ratings for a rare. I mean, she's obviously not somebody that gets very chilly. She is not wearing a lot. Obviously, she's found some boots on her travels, but that's about all she found. She really needs some clothes. I feel for her. Let's get on with this. Okay. So I think what we're going to do, we'll start with... I just want to see if the Faction Wars is open today. It's not. That's a shame. She would be good for Faction Wars. She's actually top tier Barbarian Faction Wars. I'm just going to show you this quickly, actually, so it's important. If we look at Barbarians, only person in her team that can do AoE decreased defense is her. If we then look at the Epics, there's only Vala, who's only just been introduced, so very few people have got her, but you will get her through Amazon Prime if you do that. She does AoE decreased defense, but only to 50% of the team. I'm actually going to keep my War Maiden in my Faction Wars team, even though I've got all of these Epics. So I will use War Maiden, Vala, obviously Oltan because he's a beast, and then I will use, that's 1, 2, 3, Hikatoon for speed, and then I will probably use this girl that I'm leveling up right now, who is got good base defense and does stuff that's defense based. So basically, and she's got a revive on her as well. But this War Maiden, even versus all of the legendaries, she is the person you need in your Faction War team to get you through any of the stuff past level 15. Because you need decreased defense. It's such an important stat. It's such an important debuff. So, sorry, a bit of a sidetrack. Let's get ourselves into some actual content here. So, Dragons. This is where I think she's fantastic. She'll see you right through till level 20 stuff. Let's put her in a level 20 team. So, if we recall here, what I've got set up at the moment on this team, and this is the team I've been showcasing really because it's more relevant. We've got Tyrell at the moment for decreased defense. We've got Speed from Apothecary. We've got Control from Bellower. He's in the stun set. We've got Poison from Kale, high accuracy and some damage. And then we've got Protection from our Morcellian Mage. So we're going to throw Apothecary as the lead now. We're going to keep Morcellian Mage in the side. And we're going to throw in our Rock Chick, wherever she is. There. Now, she's actually strong affinity for level 20, which is even better. So she is going to hit hard on all these mobs. She's also less likely to be targeted by the mobs. Let's see how this runs. This is literally the first time I've used her ever, but I know she's going to be good. I'm praying she's going to be good. So let's just slow it down. I'm going to do it on auto. You see she's already done it actually. So she's done decreased defense across all the mobs. There's no chance of a weak affinity here. So she is 100% going to land it, provided I've got enough accuracy, which I definitely have on this build. So I'm going to auto it through. Speed it back up again. We've got Bellower doing his control. Didn't get any stuns off that time actually. Got one stun off there. And you see the decreased defense just means I'm hitting these mobs so much harder. Actually got a bit of a punisher there from my Bellower. I think we're still good though. So Apothecary is obviously keeping us fast. We're kind of slowly doing damage to the mobs. And the idea is we just kind of whittle them away. I'm a bit annoyed actually, I lost my Bellower because he does give me my control for that second wave. I think if anyone's seen so far my dragon guide, this is the sort of team that you need. So here we go, decrease defense on straight away again, which is great. Trouble is I've lost that control of Bellower, so I don't have the stuns coming in now. This could be quite punishing for me, because these guys do hit hard. It seems like we might be okay. You see, she's not being targeted. She's my weakest champ here, apart from maybe that Bellower that died. So the fact that she's not being targeted is really good for me. I lost my poison, this ain't gonna work. Okay, let's try this out. So let me just take it off auto. I'm going to slow it down so I can play it auto. Apothecary's going to speed me up. But now decreased defense goes on all the mobs from War Maiden. She does that because they're all negative affinity to her. So she will actually hit all of them. We've got the Bellower doing stun sets. So we've got one stun off. And everyone else is kind of just whittling them down with damage. I do have decreased defense on me, which is actually a challenge. I'm going to speed this back up. My Mausian Mage should cleanse that off. Yep, it's done that. And then we're kind of just back into that control phase. The Bellower's doing his lockdown skills. He's doing his stuns. War Maiden is basically now just there as a kind of extra bit of damage for us, but not a lot of damage. See that? 13k. It's actually not bad damage, considering I've not put her in crazy gear. Or not crazy as can be. She's just used her decreased defense at the end of that turn, which is not ideal. So we're waiting for that to come back round again before we can do any real damage to these guys. At this stage, we're kind of just hopeful that the Bellower is going to keep going with the control. There goes the decreased defense again, and now we start to slam through them. So actually, decent damage, 15k. That's not bad for someone who's built literally just there to be support champ. Maybe I should give her a bit more love with the damage and see where we go with it. So you see, this is our kind of risky element. Decreased defense has come on us. I need for my Mausian Mage to be able to fix it. Otherwise, I'll be in danger of losing someone. I only really need to get 4 people through to the boss, and one of them has to be Kale, and one of them has to be Mausian Mage. If I lose Bellower at this stage, it's actually not the end of the world. So run to the dragon fight. At this stage, Kale takes over and starts doing the damage. We still want this decreased defense from War Maiden. It still helps us hit harder. And this is where War Maiden's damage starts to come in from her Giant Slayer proc. See that? So War Master proc, 41k, just helps us get through the damage that we need. If everyone's doing that kind of 41k here and there, then we don't get stunned by that kind of purple stuff, the purple meter bar that he does, and then the poisons kind of tick through the rest of it. So at this stage, I'd be shocked if I ever lose. If I get here with 5 people, I've got my right elements, I've got my protection, I've got my poison, I've got my speed and heal, and I've got my decreased defense. This is the most risky element where you've got this purple bar up. I've got 5 poisons on him already. It's probably already enough to tick through that. Nice War Master hit there, and again. And chunks down with the poison so we don't get stunned. Cleanse from Mausian Mage, and away we go. It's going to be about a 3-minute run. And that is with, what, 1, 2, 3, 4 rares, 1 epic, level 20. They're in okay gear. They're not actually in insane gear. I'm just going to show you the gear the rest of these guys are in, because people are probably thinking, hold on a minute, you've got probably mental gear on everybody. I've already showed you War Maiden. So she's in good gear, but rolled to 12s mainly, which gets her back down to level 4/5 gear. I've got Kale in a shield set, which helps me through those waves. If you look here, he's got pretty good stats, no crit rate, good speed, bit of crit damage, a lot of accuracy. And yeah, I mean, he's in good gear, but he's not like in mental gear. I've then got Apothecary, who's as fast as I can make him without using all my really best stuff, so 250, 260 odd speed. I do have a banner with speed rolls. It doesn't have to be a resistance banner, it can be any banner. Again, I've gone for HP and defense in the items. He's in fast boots. He's got defense, chest, HP, gloves. So he's basically there to stay alive. Who else do I have? Mausian Mage. Mausian Mage is in speed and resistance set. This guy is in good gear, to be fair. He's in good gear because he's one of my arena team. You don't need resistance this high to run him. I just do that because he's part of my massive arena team. He's got good defense, but the defense again is coming from big ring, big amulet, and he's got a resistance banner. This could be a defense banner for you guys that are trying to build him in a way that's going to get you through earlier stage dungeons. Bit of speed on there is always helpful. He's in speed boots. He's in a resistance chest. That could be a defense chest or an HP chest. This is an HP gloves. And then my bellower is in a stun set. I've had a few questions about this because not everyone can get stun gear yet from Fire Knights, which is fair enough. So is there any alternatives? Frost gear is not an alternative. Frost gear does not work the same way. You have to be hit for frost gear to work. Stun gear is based on you actually placing a hit. So that's a big difference there. But let me just quickly show you what I've got. So we've got crit rate gloves with good speed roll, defense chest, speed boots, accuracy on the banner, HP amulet. Defense would work really nice here too. Defense ring. If you do not have a stun set, other options would be, and remember he's there for control. That stun is purely controlling the wave. So your other options are going to be, let me just have a look. Other options will be provoke set if you can build him a bit tankier, or daze set. I don't have any daze gear to hate it, but daze set is the other option really. So if you put a daze set on, it's going to sleep people. You don't need accuracy for any of these gear sets to work. So if you're saying, yeah, I've got a stun set, but I've only got 25 accuracy, doesn't matter. This 18% chance to land is 18% chance whether you have got accuracy or not. This does not count towards accuracy. Abilities, skills need accuracy. Hope that's clear. So anyway, let's get on to some other stuff. So that was the Dragon Keep. Shame Force Keep's not open because she's brilliant there, but I'll show you Magic Keep with her in as an idea of a keep. So the way I've got this team set, I've got Zargala doing my decreased defense in this setup. So I'm just going to swap her out for War Maiden. She is good affinity here, so that's good. The idea here is you want to stop this witch really getting her buffs. Scar Torsus is very good at that. Or you want somebody that can cleanse buffs off of her. So I've got this built actually as quite a high damage team, so I'm just going to kind of plow through. But you could use somebody like a Harvest Jack if you got him, so he can pick buffs off of people. Razin, if you've got the fusion done, can take buffs off of people. Maybe I'll put Razin in actually to show you that potentially working. If you've got a Kaimar, he can cleanse it straight off. I'm trying to think who else does it. That Ayumi Love would be a good place to look just to sort of see who can do that cleanse. And you can also put things like block buffs on to stop them getting it at all. There you go. Decreased defense goes on, and the rest of my guys absolutely slam the wave. So that's easy. These mobs are so much easier, obviously, than level 20 stuff. But she gets it back so quickly, she's going to have it back either now, now. So already, wave 2, end of wave 2, she got it back. I actually prefer for her to have it at this stage, but that's fine. So we should see, oh no, Razin's gone for the mob. He's been a fool. So see that Scar Torsus stole the shield. That's one way of getting rid of the shield if you've got him. That's an amazing way. Look how much shield he's got. If she does put it back up, I might not let her actually. No, she's dead. Razin could have stolen it as well. Same way he stole it, Razin just picks it off instead of steals it. So that's her in a keep. She's there for the same reason. It's just that decreased defense. If I show you her in Minnow. Yeah. So she's going to come in as the decreased defense. I've got speed. I've got shielding, protection, and this girl's not even kitted out. She's just there for a minnow grind. So maybe I'll just swap him for my other bellower. Who's got some damage behind him. I need a bit of damage here. Let's try it. So again, she goes first, puts a decreased defense on, slam, see you later wave. If we didn't have the decreased defense on there, that would have taken a lot more hits. So we're kind of speeding through, we're kind of basically working through our abilities until it's ready to go again. Goes on again. In comes the bellower. He's going to slam him down. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to work our way through. Because I know that we're going to do some good AoE damage, I don't even need to target the ads. For someone that's perhaps a bit lower geared than this bellower, for example, you might decide to take the ads down first. She's doing some decent damage here though. So you see what we got here, 1, 2 rares, one person with no gear on at all, like 0 gear, and then we've got a well-geared epic and another rare. So 3 rares, a well-geared epic and a nobody, basically doing this without any kind of trouble at all, really. This bellower is well-geared. He's in some good old kind of, basically, campaign farmer gear. But that is going to be pretty easily done. But this decreased defense is making so much difference. I know that this probably doesn't feel like it's a War Maiden guide because she's not the one doing the damage. She is enabling the damage. Actually, look at her damage. She's the second highest damage. Like, she's half of the bellower damage. That's decent. That is decent. So let's have a look then at spiders. Can she do spiders 20? The challenge with spiders 20 is that she's a negative affinity. So she's actually not your best person to do spiders 20 because you've got a chance of her getting a weak hit on the spider. And what that means is, I'm going to show you her in place of my Tyrell. This is my speed farm. This is not free to play friendly. I know that. I just want to show you what she can potentially do. But I also might show you here what her risk is. So on a speed farm, you need someone to lay AoE decreased defense. See that? She got a weak hit. So all of these little spiders, she got the hit on. She didn't get the hit on the boss, which probably means I'm going to fail. So I then put on weaken. Tyrell would not have got a weak hit there because he's the right affinity. With the weaken, what I'm going to do is actually just go in with an A1 and hope I get decreased defense here, which I did. I still might be able to do it. So then I slam with my Royal Guard. I reset abilities with Kaimar. She's going to take a pounding. I then rip my buffs off with Seer. And then I'm hoping that both Royal Guards get a go. Slam down for a massive hit. Hope this kills the spider. Oh, it didn't kill the spider. Throw it on auto, see if it works. But that's her weakness. So she is not great for level 20 spider. But a lot of people struggle more with level 19 than they do with level 20. I am going to fail this. So I'm going to fail this. I 100% never fail when I've got someone with the right affinity in. And if she had landed her decreased defense, I again 100%. I'll play it one more time, see if she lands it this time. Just throw it on auto. So if it lands on the spider, I win, which it did this time, see? And there's a 1 in 3 chance that she's not going to land that. Or it might be 1 in 4. But basically at this stage, it's impossible for me to lose because it's going to be on there for enough turns. And that is the end of spider. So 20 odd seconds, really easy speed farm, but I've got the right champions to do it. But I can't afford to have somebody in my spider 20 team that's a 1 in 3 chance to fail. So if I show you one of the hardest stages to beat, stage 19, I'll show you a composition that she can help you beat that team with. So let me have a bit of a think and then I will log back in. Okay, so we're going to try this. We've got speed in Apothecary. I've got control in my Toolman with his freezes and his provokes. I've got decreased defense and 2 people that reduce turn meter. So we're still talking level 19 stuff here, so it's bloody high level. So I'm going to go speed. Apothecary is the natural target here because he's the weak affinity. I'm going to go decrease defense. Straight into a Heartseeker. I want to rotate these back as quickly as I can. Reduces turn meter. I'm going to go A1 to reduce a bit of turn meter. Or am I? Or do I just want to go for it? No, I need to go A1. So we're going to go A1, reduce this little bit of turn meter. She'll do a Heartseeker next turn. I need to provoke all of these spiderlings so that they're not hitting Apothecary. And then we go A1 with Apothecary. Everyone's coming in on Torment. He's got high resistance, high defense. We go A2 here. I know that the Heartseeker is going to come from this second Cold Heart, so I don't want to use her reduced turn meter part yet. I'm going to save that. We go A2. We're going to put heal in early on my Torment. I now want to rotate this back as quickly as I can. I know that I've got Heartseeker coming, so I don't want to reduce turn meter yet. I just want to go AoE hit. I then do the Heartseeker, so I want to reduce that right down. At this stage now, I want Torment to be doing freezes on as many of these as I can. So I want to freeze up the spiderlings, as many as I can, so they're not coming after Cold Heart. Cold Heart speeds me up again. A1 now starts to reduce turn meter on War Maiden. We've got another A1 here, reduces a bit more turn meter. She's already used her reduced turn meter, so I'm going to go AoE hit. I think I'm going to save my heal for next turn. Again, I'm going AoE. I want to freeze as many as I can. Got a nice number of freezes there, that's good. I'm going to go AoE hit, which will kill some of these. Hopefully get a War Master hit, which I did, that's good. One turn back for my Heartseeker now. I'm not sure if I'm going to get it in time before this boss goes. I think I'm going to heal myself on this turn, just to make sure. We've got the big hit coming from the spider in a second. A1 here. A1 again, just to get freezes and kills on the spiderlings. A1 again for a poison, potentially. Didn't get it. I do get my speed. Actually, I might get my Heartseeker back in time. I do. That's brilliant. Heartseeker, slam that spider's turn meter down. Didn't go down full, which is really unfortunate actually, because I'm close to being able to do this in a one shot. But I think we're going to have to wait for one more turn. I'm going to heal up my Apothecary again. A1 again. We're going to go A1 because I think she's going to eat the spiders in a second. I'm saving this provoke for when they spawn new ones. Actually, we are still close to this. A1 again. A1 again. Heartseeker. Slam dunk. See you later, spider. That is close. That's not easy at all what I've just done there. I've just tried to show how Torment can be useful. My two Heartseekers are in good gear and my Torment's in good gear. You've seen the gear of these other guys. But that's a version killing 19. There are a lot actually. Stu Gaming does some really good videos on Spider, on champions that you can use to sub in, but just showing you how War Maiden can be useful in a different composition there I think was useful. So let's get out spiders. I'm not going to show you Fire Knights, she's not that useful there. Ice Golems, she's only really useful for the waves, so I've kind of already showed you that in different dungeons. So I think the last thing to show you is her in the arena. Now bear in mind here, I am, I didn't realise I was that high actually, I'm 23rd in the arena right now, so everybody that I face is going to be insane power. You can see here my defense team is kind of like carrying hard actually. Wow, my defense team is that my defense or yeah, is that my defense? Bloody hell, my defense is doing work right now. This is how I got my defense set up. High resistance freeze guy, AoE burn, high accuracy Jack with good speed, and high accuracy Madame Cerise. So I'm going to see if I can actually make a battle work here. Ideally, I just want to face someone that isn't Torment. Look at this. Torment, full 10 Torments. Full 10. They should not have let everybody be able to fuse this guy. It just makes it a bit ridiculous. So let's go for a refresh. Can I find any teams that aren't Torment teams? Here we go. We've got one. We've got two. The challenge is this one is going to be high speed and will probably kill me before I can make War Maiden do anything. It's frustrating actually. I wish I could drop myself to gold 4 just to show you her actually working well. Let's try this one. I'm going to try this one. Her accuracy is probably not high enough to make this work. I'm going to try it. So what do we need to do? I need to be fast, which is going to be my Arbiter lead. So the idea with War Maiden for a gold 4 team, I'll talk you through the concept before I do this fight, because this fight probably isn't going to work. Basically what you need is you need a speed leader, as in somebody with a speed aura. So if I think about who I've got here that can do that, Skull Crown is a good one. Somebody like, who else have I got? I don't have that many actually. Jiggle Hunter is a good one. Kaimar is a great one. I don't know. You can go on that Yumi Love and actually look for more people like rares. So I think actually Spirit Host. Spirit Host is a great one for a free-to-play player, and actually got some really good abilities with it as well. But Arbiter is kind of up there as the best, or one of the best. So the idea is your speed lead gives you the edge and lets you go first. You then have a speed booster, which Arbiter does as well, but people like Apothecary do it, Seeker do it. Somebody that can boost your speed to make sure you definitely go first for your whole team. You then have a debuffer, and the debuffer in this instance is going to be War Maiden. Now, I'm pretty certain she's not going to have high enough accuracy to debuff a team of this standard. So this is probably going to fall flat on its face. But if she did, and if you're in gold, anything less than gold 4, she will definitely do the job, and people will not be stacking resistance like this team probably have stacked resistance. In fact, I know they've stacked resistance, so I can see their team power, and it's really high. Let me just see what the other one's team power was like that didn't have Torben. Yeah, it's really high as well. The chances of me finding somebody at this level of arena that isn't stacked with resistance or doesn't have Torment is pretty much 0, unfortunately. We'll try this one. So, but this definitely works. If I can't make it work right now, I will do another video when I drop back to gold 4 at the end of the week, and I'll show you it working there. The speed leader, into speed boost, into debuffer, into nuke. And your nuke needs to be someone that's probably set up as your campaign farmer, just a general high damage dealer. So my Skull Crown is high damage dealer. If I show you her stats, this is my campaign farmer Skull Crown, massive attack, 100% crit rate, loads of crit damage. And what you can actually do is you can throw somebody in like a Gurga. Let me see if I've got him built. Yeah. So Gurga is great for coming in between these, because actually he can freeze people as well. Again, I'm probably not going to freeze them because they've got insane stuff. So maybe I'll just go with a second nuker. Maybe we bring in somebody like this chap. He can just kill people off. Let's try it. The other thing is, because they've got Torment, as soon as she does speed up, there's a chance that everybody here gets frozen. Let's see. Let's see. Speed up. Do I need to is the question. She is actually going to go before most of these, but probably not before him, which means that he's going to put block damage on. So I've got to try it. Please don't all be frozen. One guy frozen. War Maiden gets her turn at least. Does she debuff anyone? That's the question. Debuffs 2. Okay. He's then stepped in, and this is a waste of time. So I'm going to quit that. That's not going to work. I don't think I'm going to get this to work. But basically, the concept is she debuffs the enemy team, and then your nukers can do tons of damage. I can't do it at my level, unfortunately. I'm too high in the arena. But she is very good for that. Definitely as a free-to-play player. Definitely for somebody that's kind of coming up through the ranks. She can go into clan boss. She can be your decreased defense person. I don't think she's the best for it. She's reasonable. She's not great. There's definitely better ones out there. The fact that she's got a poison on her A1 helps her, but I just don't think she's going to be the one that you need. So that was War Maiden. Really good rare champion. Really usable in a lot of content. Very good for faction wars, even at endgame. Very good for dragons, even at endgame. Helps you through a lot of the spider levels. Will help you through a lot of the dungeon content, even things like golems. finites, providing you've got the backup to help her with other parts of the content. So, guys, this has been Hell Hades. Thanks for watching. Catch you soon.